Molweni, guys, Molweni, good afternoon. You know, I saw something that was said by Prince MASHELE. I was like, you know, if such a thing were to happen in this country, no, man, that would be the darkest time of our lives since 1994. Because, no, that is a recipe for disaster. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. So please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen, who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of South Africa. That thing stressed me out. What Prince MASHELE said stressed me out. I was like, you know what? I don't see the possibility of it happening. But should it happen, that would be disastrous for us as South Africans and everyone that lives in South Africa. But what did Prince MASHELE say? I'm going to share that with you shortly, and then I'll be back with more commentary.
Mark my words. This is, let me give you a script of what's going to happen in the ANC, and it will link to MK. Cyril Ramaphosa is not going to finish his term as the president of South Africa. Mark my words. You could say, but this chap is mad. Where does he get this stuff from? In the first place, as a matter of fact, Cyril Ramaphosa's predecessors did not finish their term. It's now culture in the ANC that towards the end, you remove the leader. That's its culture now. They will remove him. And by the way, Cyril Ramaphosa is the weakest president of the ANC ever. Where do I get that stuff from? Post-democracy is the first president to get 40%. There's no president of the ANC who got 40%. So he is very weak in the part. So his term in the ANC ends in December 2027. Now, there will be a new leader from December 2027. And that leader will begin to campaign sometime after the elections, municipal elections next year. There will be a faction, and that faction will be an anti-GNU faction, an anti-Ramaphosa faction. That faction will eventually emerge victorious in 2027 in December, and it will have its leader. I'm not quite sure who its leader is now. Paul could be part of that, by the way. Now, when that faction wins in 2027, it will move swiftly to remove Ramaphosa as president of South Africa. And that faction will say, we are rebuilding the ANC. And to rebuild the ANC would include bringing back the MK comrades who are ANC, as well as the EFF comrades who are also ANC. That will be the slogan. And once those people do that, we are likely to have the ANC getting power back in the lower 50s, with Zuma endorsing that if he's still alive, and Malema also being part of that arrangement. We are likely to have the ANC coming back in the lower 50s. That is the likely scenario. So the GNU will last until 2027. 2028, it's going to dissolve.
Oh, aye, guys. If such a thing were to happen in this country, I'm telling you, that would be disastrous. The regrouping of the ANC and taking power and have the two-thirds majority in this country, something that has to be feared by everyone. I am talking about this as the ANC member. I said that. Yeah, I said that. Because over so many years, we have been giving the ANC so many chances. And over, they've proven that they don't care about anyone as long as they are swimming in that corruption and rising up with a lot of money in their pockets. They don't care what is happening to any other person as long as they live in mansions, drive expensive cars, and all of that. And also, I pray that the citizens of this country would choose themselves over choosing a political side. First of all, I know that South Africans wouldn't really vote for Julius Malema in numbers. I don't know, maybe when he's under the ANC gear, when he's wearing the ANC gear, is going to be different, because this is the person that has been encouraging illegal immigration into South Africa, which rubs South Africans off the wrong way. So he's not really be the favorite person when it comes to that. And here is a man that speaks a lot of sense, but is not really connected to South Africans like that. I'm talking about in terms of deciding that this is the person that we want him to be the president of South Africa. This is the person that we want him to lead us. So that's where the clash is. Number 2, MK. As things stand, MK is struggling with leadership. Struggling so bad. So it makes you ask you questions. Are they able to govern the country? Are they able to govern? Will they be able to do anything that can move South Africa forward? Is questionable. You look at the current ANC now that still has factions inside, and it has people that are against the GNU. Now I'll tell you why. I've been saying this before. Why I like the GNU? Because whatever makes a politician weep in the night is good for the citizens. I am telling you right now, that's why I like the GNU, because they have their enemies within the decision-making thing is that level. They have their enemies sitting with them at the same table. So it's not easy. This enemy is watching, this is watching this enemy is watching that enemy. So that is good for us as citizens. You see their enemy went and told on them to Donald Trump, because some people believe that Donald Trump is the president of the entire world, which is like nonsense. All right. Now, if you look at this, I don't want to bring Cope into this, because for me, Cope didn't even get to run. That was a baby that was beginning to walk and was just remained there, at the, remained there. But when you look at it, ANC in its own is ANC, EFF is ANC, MK is ANC. Now, and no man, allow the politicians to do their thing. Let them scatter to regather and bring themselves together and become this huge ANC again. But it also lies within us if we take our votes and give to them. I do believe that our solutions for this country will no longer come from the Democratic Alliance, will no longer come from the ANC, the EFF, the whatever party that has got to do with the mother party, which is the ANC. We need fresh political parties, fresh political leaders that are. We just need something fresh. We don't need this. We don't need to recycle the ANC so many times and then regrouping. The regrouping of the ANC is a disaster for South Africans. It's not something that we say because we believe it. No, it's not something we believe. It's something that we have seen. Look at the townships, sewage doing its own thing. These people cannot do anything for the citizens with the goal of serving us. Is how much they're going to get for themselves, and then the citizens, by the way, we are just by the way. So I'm just going to make an example for you of how much corruption can engulf this country under the ANC, whichever, because under the ANC, when I'm saying under the ANC, I'm talking about the EFF as well as MK. What are we looking for? It's high time we choose ourselves. Let's not choose politicians. Let us not choose any political party that has good policies that they never use for the benefit of South Africans. So at the end of the day, we have these policies that don't help us as citizens. What are we looking for? What are we looking for, guys? What are we looking for? Let us encourage. You see, the era of only old people leading countries now is ending. It's so bad to be led by someone who's not sure. I'm talking about according to age now. Anybody can leave this world either way. But if things go according to age for everyone, we know that first in, first out. When you know your out is close, you don't care. You just want to do for your people, maybe your family, your friends, whoever, whatever you can do for them to benefit before you exit, so that they live comfortably. And leaving other people stranded there, leaving other people struggling. So the regrouping of the ANC taking over this country through a 2/3 majority is something that is to be feared. So even that Democratic Alliance, we don't need any of them. Let us start with fresh people. Let us start with fresh people. But who are those people? Let everyone start working. You know, we have thinkers in South Africa. We have sharp minds in South Africa, both girls and boys, both young men and young women. We do have this. We do have this in South Africa. We cannot be recycling the people that have done us so badly for so long. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? I'm just going to make you an example. And we have many of such situations. Your Edwin SODI situations. It is not a peculiar case. We have so many of these situations here, and this is the reason why I'm supporting Donald Trump, saying no, and I ain't gonna be giving no money, because first of all, South Africa did not need that money. We are capable, but the money stuck with the people that didn't even scratch the floor for the projects that they were supposed to do with the money that they took from the government. Inexperience, no knowledge of what they are doing, and they don't even attempt to do what they were supposed to do. Yet we still have our wish in our hearts to go back and say, no, we want these people. We wish them well, that, you know, after President Ramaphosa, they could find themselves and regroup and be this big ANC to take over this country again. No, we don't need that. So as much as they can group themselves, they need our votes to be a big party that is in power. So it is up to us. It is up to us. This is our decision. We cannot play victims anymore. It is our decision. It is our decision. The people that have displayed corruption and no care for South African citizens, those are the people that we are wishing that they would regroup for the ANC to take over this. And you see, let me tell you something. This is where the DA and AFRIFORUM, they're shooting themselves, because other people are emotional voters. As things stand, the DA and to combine with AFRIFORUM, because for me it's one political party now, something that I never thought I would say before. That situation is a situation we don't need as South Africans to get. And so is the regrouping of the ANC. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need though. We need, see, this racism that some white people are teaching their children, they are putting their children at a disadvantage, because there are white children and black children that are living life together that have no history with this racism thing. They only know that we are friends. You know, I'm friends with so-and-so, I'm friends with so-and-so, black or white, it really doesn't matter. And now we have a Donald Trump attempting to create chaos in South Africa through race, using the hand of AFRIFORUM and that Elon Musk. So what I'm saying is, we cannot move from where we are. We cannot move with anyone that is going to divide this country racially, and we cannot move with any leadership that does not seek to correct the mistakes of the past. We cannot move with any leadership that seeks to keep the white supremacy, and we cannot move forward with a party that is hell-bent on keeping corruption. We cannot have that. We cannot have that. We need leaders that have South Africa's best interest at heart, and that's it. And that can no longer come with the top political parties that exist today. With that, I'm going to leave you watching the stories of Edwin SODI and his corrupt ways through the hand of the ANC. So I'm going to leave that with you. And you see, the people that have been talking about this, bring it to the front and whatnot, those are white people. And for someone who doesn't know, you would think the white people are not corrupt. The white people are the purest angels that we have in this country. No, everybody currently in these top political parties, all of them are corrupt. But to someone who takes things just like at face value, would think like, you know what, white people are better. You see, if there's anything that is supposed to have taught us something, it is the issue of Donald Trump and AFRIFORUM and the Democratic Alliance. As I've been saying in my previous videos, that why is the DA not leading doing in fighting racism in this country, which they know very well exists, which they know very well some of their members within the Democratic Alliance are still pushing this type of a thing. Why are they not? Because there is no better positioned political party to fight racism like the Democratic Alliance, because they'll be talking to their people. They'll be talking to their people, because now when you have a black political party, quote unquote, like the ANC, maybe the EFF and all the parties that are not the Democratic Alliance, that are not VF, when they speak against racism, it doesn't really hit where it's supposed to hit. Racists need their own people to tell them that stop this thing. Stop this thing. It is not helping anyone. Anyway, guys, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my videos. I will see you in my next upload, maybe later this afternoon or maybe later in the evening, should time permit me to do so. Enkosi kakhulu guys ngesupport, ndiyayivuyela kakhulu nibe nemini emnandi.
Enyazo le naleyo ukuthi wena president umehluko wakhe wini ngoba nawe usithi awuboshwa ngani uma utholakala imali uyifihlile ekhaya embedeni. Phela amaphoyisa mhlamba ayamesaba ngoba akhethwe huye asazi, kodwa lokho kungcolisa igama lakhe njengomholi wethu. Kufanele simbuze mbaya, awusho sezwa kuthiwa kunendawo umzwa kuthiwa yiphalaphala, kwathi wakutholakala imali yayifunani imali lapha eAmerika. Asuke la nalo mbuzo ayobuza lapha, umsebenzi wenkomfa ukuqondisa igwegwe phakathi kwezinye izinto. Siyezwana nalento ukuthi kuhlale kuphuma imithetho lapha ama-programs, new rules etc. zenziwa ubani ngoba yithi okufanele sithathe iy'nqumo. Kwachithwa i-MKMVA eyakhiwa ngokusemthethweni ku-constitution, yayichithelwani? Niyezwa bakwethu? Ngamanye amagama ngithi i-branch kufanele ukuthi izinike isikhathi uma ama-delegate.
Oh, guys, do you remember when it was all Jacob Zuma's fault? Him and his cronies and the copters, they all stealing from Eskom. What you gonna say now?
This is the complex which EDWIN SODI was supposed to build. This is why Johannesburg, Gauteng, large parts of Gauteng is without water. The project is not completed. 29 million rand went to waste. People don't have drinking water. They can't cook. They can't clean themselves. But the rich, the ANC looters, they are currently bathing in champagne. They have borehole water. They have Eskom all the time. When they don't have Eskom, they have generators, they have solar, and it's all on your cost. The taxpayer is paying for the cost of these people to live in luxury and for you to suffer. The ANC looting and corruption carries on.
Where is the city as it works with law enforcement, if at all, to try and get some of that money back, or at least an explanation as to what happened?
Absolutely. So what the city did is appointed ERWAT, which was a water entity, and through that project, EDWIN SODI or companies connected to him got this contract. A subsequent forensic investigation by the city indicated that the tender was improperly awarded, and disciplinary action has been taken by the city. In fact, the officials involved are on suspension, and the city managers in the Labour Court to have them dismissed. It is very, very important then that when missteps of this nature happen, there must be consequences. The city has also initiated a process to blacklist the companies that were involved in the tender process, not just because of the irregularity, but because those companies simply walked off site without completing the project. Treasury has said to us that we need to follow processes really to the T, and they pointed out how our attempts at blacklisting have been defective, but our resolve is we will go back and we will redo the process and we'll make sure that there is blacklisting, because if we don't do it, those companies and the individuals linked to those companies are simply going to do business with other spheres of government, and we regard it as our obligation. The last point to make here is that the city is cooperating with the Special Investigative Unit who is looking into the whole Rooiwal matter. The city manager deals with the SIU, and I understand that by the end of next month, we should have some kind of a preliminary report, but obviously I can't speak for the SIU. What I can say is that we are fully committed to implementing the recommendations, and we have been cooperating with the SIU. We want accountability on this, and we don't want this kind of thing to happen in a different part of our country.
23 people lost their lives due to a cholera outbreak in Hammanskraal last year. I am here at Rooiwal Water Treatment Plant. This plant was supposed to be upgraded at a cost of 292 million rand. The tender went to EDWIN, SODI and ANC, close stalwart, close friend of Paul MASHELE. They are called a part of the Alex Mafia. The guys grew up together in Alexandra Township. And yes, he is getting all the tenders and he is not completing any of them. He is driving around in Ferraris, Bentleys, living the high life in great homes in Cape Town. The Deputy President even visited him or visits him quite often at his house in Cape Town. But this is the ANC legacy. The ANC cannot give you clean water. They cannot give you a good sewage system. The ANC is basically looting, and due to corruption, nothing is being built. No capital projects are being finished as the capital is being looted for personal gain. Vote out the ANC in 2024. The election is 29th of May. Please take this opportunity and vote out the cancer which is called ANC.